hair. We all got it. Or we did have it and lost it. Or we're in the process of losing it. But hair. Something that we were all familiar with. Yes. I don't know how many years I've been wanting to know what the meaning behind, like, when hair, dead hair, is on you, you feel it and you just know it and you try to get it off. I've been wanting to understand, because I've always known deep down that there was some deep spiritual meaning to this. And as I was contemplating it, thinking about it, contemplating, I guess it was, about this, again, for the, I don't know how many times, it was a beautiful revelation, something I needed to hear in my heart, from, no doubt, from Abba, from his spirit, and I would like to share with you. Maybe someone else has had a similar revelation, or maybe you've never even thought about this, who knows. But, so, okay, do you really, you know how when, if you have long hair, I mean, I guess if you don't have long hair, if you've never had long hair, maybe you wouldn't know about this, but you know how when you have your hair, maybe on your face a little bit, or on your shoulder, you know, that's on your head, it feels normal. But when a hair from your head, you know, or from your face or something, it gets on your face, you know, falls off, it gets on your shoulder or something, you know, detaches from your head, it feels different. You feel the difference, and it's bothersome. You realize that? Not the hair that's attached to your head, it doesn't feel unusual, but when it has detached from your head, you feel the difference. Isn't that odd? It's very odd. It's odd to me, too, that these, you know, this is dead cells that comes from our live body, and we do things to make it look nice, we enjoy it. But that also goes along with what I wanted to share, because what makes us beautiful are the things, or having taken things that are important to us, desires, and allowing them to just die, makes us beautiful. Not that it's, and I've talked about this before, not that it's not bad to have dreams and goals. I mean, Abba said, Hashem, he said, my people perish with no vision. So we are to have a vision. But when any dreams, goals, things are getting in the way of being closer to him in our relationship with him, with Hashem, you know, it's not right. And when we allow those things to die, when we, you know, then it's become something really beautiful about us. People are drawn to you because of that sacrificial love, and it's really, really a beautiful thing to have people want to know what it is that you have inside of you. And really, we don't have the ability on our own. We don't have the strength. We don't have the strength to be different in that way. Do you realize that we don't? We have no, on our own, by ourselves, we do not have the strength. But with Y-shua, the Messiah, all things are possible. I mean, really, all things are possible. And that's actually kind of interesting. I just finished a painting with that scripture on it. I should show it to you. Oh, you can see the mess in my room, but I have it right here. I did not plan this, so it's kind of funny that I just happened to mention it. I'll show it to you. If I don't drop it. Oh, my computer's dying on me. It froze. Sorry, it froze. Okay. This is the painting. I guess I really can't show it all to you because it's kind of big, not huge, but it has that scripture. It's got a horse going up a mountain, a steep one, in the night, but it's got the moonlight. And it says, I can do all things through Messiah, from Philippians 4:13. It's still, the paint is wet. This is oil. Oil is my favorite. I do paint with other mediums, or at least acrylic. I have painted with watercolor, but I'm not too crazy about watercolor. I have seen some very beautiful artwork with watercolor, very detailed, very impressed with that. But I myself don't do watercolor. I know watercolor so well. So yeah. So on our own, we don't have the ability, and I have become, we don't have the ability to do those amazing things without Y-shua and His Spirit, embracing His Spirit, and that is something that I have been grasping more of now. So then the things that I cannot change, or I don't know how, or I just don't know, that is when to pray as much as possible, of course, but also, you know, I don't agree with just when I hear people say, you know, just pray about it. I do agree with that. You are to pray about it, but I also believe that God gives us, if we ask Him, He gives us wisdom and understanding to also take action. Yeah, well, we can't do it on our own. We need Him. We need His love. We need His strength and His guidance to do that. So that also goes with the dead hair when it comes off, because when say, okay, so here I was sharing about the dead hair and how it's beautiful when we make that sacrifice. Well, also when there's a dead hair on your wherever arm, something, you feel it. You know something is not right. It's not good. It's not your hair stuck to your head. In the same way that when something is not right in your walk, you feel it, you sense it in your spirit. And it's sometimes like when there's dead hair on your arm or your face, you might be like feeling it and trying to get it off, but you can't get it off because you're not exactly sure where it's at. That is when Y-shua's strength, that's when that comes in the same way that when something isn't right and you don't know how to deal with it, you need His guidance. We need Him, because we don't have strength in our own. And the sooner we realize that, the much happier we are. The sooner we realize that we don't have the strength, human strength, it doesn't work that way for these matters that are so important to living a life that is righteous and holy. We are humans. We are sinful. From the time we're born, we are sinful. You know, children are innocent and yet they're also, just like all people, sinful, because that is our nature. And that's why the Messiah made His sacrifice, because He wanted us to be close to Him. And we didn't know how that was going to work. We didn't know how He was going to lead us to be closer to Him. He had that plan in the same way. If you are struggling with anything or just trying to find your way in life, do pray and listen and wait upon Adonai. His word is instruction. His Torah is instruction, and it is beautiful and delectable to our spirit, to us. Yeah, thank you for listening. there's still something else I wanted to share with you. Actually, on sort of something that was in the news, but I'll share it in another video, so you can be looking forward to that. Just my thoughts about it. I love you all so much. Thank you for listening. Bless you, and shalom, shalom.